checking in with how your back is feeling right now in your laying position. And if you are feeling some tightness in the lower back, you might like to slide your feet to the mat with the knees up, but if you've got a bolster underneath your knees, you should be fine. And then taking a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, letting that breath leave your body and let all the weight of your body sink into the ground. So letting yourself fully relax again after waking up, either coming here, braving the weather, or going about your morning at home. It takes a few hours after we wake up for our brain waves to become as fast as they can be. They're still quite slow and far apart, so their frequency is a little bit lower, and we can very easily slip back into relaxation. It's actually a really great time to do any sort of nervous system practice or meditation. It can be a little bit easier to connect to it. I'd like you to bring all of your focus to your breath. And your arms are either by your sides, or you can rest them on your lower belly, on your abdomen, so that you can feel your belly moving as you breathe. I'd like you to make your breath as smooth and slow and soft as possible. And if you really focus, you'll be able to hear the sound of the breath moving through the back of your throat. And if your hands are on your belly, feel the belly rising softly as you breathe in, and falling softly as you breathe out. And as you focus on the softness and smoothness of the breath and the movement and the feeling at the back of your throat, the feeling of your belly moving, the sound of the breath in your body, you can feel your whole body being soothed by this focus. And after a few rounds, you might start to feel your shoulders softening. Your hips softening. Your back softening into the ground. Your jaw releasing any tension. Keeping your breath long and slow and smooth. keeping your focus on your breath and the soft sensations in your body. The next inhale, I'd like you to take it a little bit deeper, a little bit fuller, and just hold it for a moment at the top. And whenever you feel that you want to release it, slowly, slowly releasing it. Press all the breath out of the body. Feel how your muscles engage and compress to push the breath out of the lungs. And then inhale again. Big, long, soft breath in. Seeing if you can take an extra little sniff of breath in. Pause for a moment, and whenever you feel you want to release the breath, release the breath. We're going to empty the body completely. Giving a little press out at the bottom of that breath. And then inhaling slowly. Pause at the top. And exhaling fully. Squeeze out every last bit of breath. And then just inhale naturally. You'll probably naturally take a bigger breath because you've emptied the lungs so much. Breathing, noticing how the breath feels now. Notice how your body feels. We're going to lengthen the legs away. And you can either have the bolster or roll it away. It might be best to roll it away, but if you need it, you can take it back under your knees. Feet in alignment with your hip points and your sit bones. Arms now down by your sides, rolling the palms to face up and roll your shoulders back behind you. We're going to take our little somatic release using the feet, so the back of the heels are softly pressing into the floor. You're going to move from your ankle, lifting your toes up towards the ceiling, and then down towards the wall in front of you. Up towards the ceiling, down towards the wall. So just watch for a moment. You're going to go down and up. Really simple. Down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Can you feel the back of your body moving up and down, up and down? And then we can start to bring in a little bit of rhythm, a little bit more pace, like you're bouncing on a trampoline. And if you're not sure what that means, you can have a little look again. So now your body is just very gently bouncing up and down, shaking up and down. Keep your belly nice and soft. Keep your breath nice and soft. Letting go through the neck, the shoulders, the face. Letting all that tension just be shaken off. Big breath into your belly. And just let that breath leave you. Really feeling that heaviness, softness through your upper body. The only effort is in your ankles, your calves maybe. I'm going to do this for 10 more seconds. Slowing down and releasing. Just let your feet fall to the sides, keeping your breath soft. Notice what you feel in your body. Any tingling, feeling of just complete release in the body, softness. You might feel really, really relaxed or kind of sleepy even. We're going to lift the toes up again. And we're going to rock the toes over to the left and then over to the right, like windscreen wipers on a car. Again, you're moving your whole foot, moving from your ankle. And I want you to get or imagine the thigh bones rotating in the hip socket. So your whole leg is twisting, or both legs twisting over to the left and then over to the right. Just notice what that rotation feels like for your legs. And it might not be very big, it might be small, that's okay. And then again, if it feels comfortable for you, we're going to bring a little bit of pace in. So you're going left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And you'll find that your hips start to rock side to side. And you might even feel that rocking all the way up through your lower back, through your spine, up to your shoulders. And again, if going faster feels tiring or just uncomfortable, if it doesn't feel good, then go slowly. Really allowing that upper body to stay heavy, soft, relaxed. Relaxing your jaw, maybe even letting your bottom jaw, your lips hang open. I'm going to slow that down, come back to center, let your legs completely relax. And if you want to change position with the legs, do. See how your body feels now. Again, notice any little pulsing sensations up your back, in your legs. Tingling, kind of fuzzy, release. This is all nervous system and fascia connective tissue release, and the connective tissue is really related to stress and tension, emotional tension. And we tend to store emotions in the connective tissue, and researchers are actually finding that we don't really store stress, tension and trauma in our brains, in our minds. We really store it physically in the body, in the connective tissue. I'm going to slide the feet up onto the mat. Heels in alignment with your sit bones and knees in alignment with your hips, so you've got some space between your knees. Very small rock of the knees over to the left, back to center, and then over to the right. Keeping it really small, smaller than you think. Really smooth and slow. And again, your upper body is just sinking into the ground, really relaxed, really heavy, really soft. Keeping the breath smooth and long into your belly. And we're not going to bring in any rhythm, any pace. It's going to be really soft and gentle and slow. Again, the hips, as well as the shoulders and the jaw, are where we tend to store a lot of tension and stress. So this exercise, although it seems very simple, is really, really good for releasing that stress from the hips, training the hips to be softer, giving them an opportunity to release. Because often when we do have tension in an area of the body, this chronic tension pattern, it doesn't really respond to stretching it out or getting a massage. It keeps creeping back, and that's a sign that there is an emotional stress rather than a physical stress. So physical stress would be if you play a specific sport, or you do a specific exercise routine, or you do a specific repetitive movement, and that repetitive movement uses a certain muscle group, and that muscle group gets tight, it will respond to stretching it out or to massage. It will respond to physical means of release. But when we experience emotional, internal stress, we can't physically kind of will it away. We have to create a feeling of safety in the nervous system and in the body. So sometimes stretching and pulling at muscles actually stresses the body out because it perceives it's going to become vulnerable. So we want to actually become relaxed through our breath, through soft, gentle movement. You can start to bring that movement a little bit bigger now, maybe just 10% further to each side. Because just as when we're stressed and our autonomic nervous system, which is the automatic response in the body, so we breathe whether we need to think about it or not, but you know, when you become stressed, your heart rate becomes faster, your breathing becomes faster, your body basically prepares to run, your muscles tense up if your body needs to fight something. Our eyes start darting around the room, we become hypervigilant in case we need to be aware of any extra attacks coming. We're still really primed like animals, primed to fight out in the wild. So we want to train the nervous system to release that response, because if we don't actually release it, it doesn't really go anywhere, it just circulates inside us. And we want to retrain our perception of safety in the moment. Our awareness of what our body is trying to communicate to us through symptoms and sensations, starting to bring that movement a little bit bigger if it feels right for you. But you can keep it really small if that feels better. Bringing your awareness to the feeling at your lower back as your lower back gently rolls side to side on the mat. Bringing your awareness to any parts of the body that feel a lack of sensation. That's also information. Numbness is a sensation. And numbness or lack of sensation or lack of control in a part of the body is also a stress response. We've got the freeze response as well, where we might play dead if we were an animal. We can shut down in response to stress to keep ourselves safe. And if we have that repeated pattern, we can start to actually shut down physical sensation in the body. And all of us have all of these tendencies or responses within us. And we all have the ability to shake that off, to unwind that, to retrain the nervous system, to retrain the body. Now you can start to let your knees fall all the way down to the sides if that feels right for you. But I really want you to keep the movement smooth and slow and keep it as small as you need it to be. And we're also going to add in a little tiny head tilt. So as the knees come to the right, your nose is going to just tip over to the left shoulder. Arms stay nice and heavy and soft. You're just bringing in a tiny little full spinal rotation, keeping your shoulders really relaxed. If you have been coming to this class for a while and we repeat a lot of these exercises and we do a lot of repetitions of the same exercise, there's a reason for that. The nervous system really loves repetition. It starts to find safety in it. But also when we repeat things, we start to build new neural pathways, which actually means that we start to build more nerves, more connections. The body is really, really smart, and it actually wants to make things easier. So when you start a new exercise, or you start something, a new type of movement, your brain has to work hard to focus on it, to understand it, to take in what I'm saying, to learn new sensation, to feel okay with that, even if it's very simple. The body wants to save energy and time, so it'll build neural pathways from the brain to parts of the body so we can do it more efficiently without having to think, without having to use up as much energy. So when we repeat and repeat and repeat, not only does it get easier, but just like I said, retraining the body to find that sense of safety. When we repeat motions that make us feel safe, that release stress, we teach the body how to do that for itself. Linking your breath and your movement. Really bringing your awareness to the feeling of the back of your body, even your shoulders, back of the head. You might even notice the feeling of your clothes moving as your body moves, or your body moving underneath your clothes. We're going to pause with the knees to the right and the nose to the left, and just pause here. I'm going to lift the eyes up to the right hand corner, the upper right hand corner. Keep your nose over your left shoulder. Not looking for a huge big stretch here. Releasing tension in the vagus nerve. Resetting. Keeping your breath soft and smooth. 3 more breaths. Eyes back over your nose. Head back to center slowly. It's okay if you feel a little bit boggly, like the room is moving around. You can circle your eyes around the room if that helps. Bring your knees back up. And then we'll gently drop the knees over to the other side. Bringing your head over to the right. Making sure you're comfortable, soft, and your eyes up to the left-hand corner. Nice soft big breaths into your belly. Eyes back in alignment with your nose. Nose back up to the ceiling. Lifting your knees back to center slowly. You might like to take a stretch with your arms. Give yourself a moment. If your eyes do feel a little bit funny, again, just look around the room in a circle. And then in the other direction. And then just blink a few times. We're going to keep the feet on the mat with the knees pointing up, and we're going to come into our Pilates basic principles. So just make sure that your heels are underneath your knees, toes pointing forward. When I get familiar with the shape of the pelvic bowl, so you've got your hips, your pubic bone, and your sacrum, which is your lower back. I want you to find those points of the hips at the front. And we want to bring a straight line from the center of the knee to that point. So we've got train tracks from the joint of the hip to the joint of the knee to the ankles and toes. I'm going to make a triangle shape with the hands, fingertips and thumbs in alignment, and then we're going to place that triangle over the front of the pelvis. So you can feel the hip points underneath the pads of the thumbs, and your fingers are pointing down towards your pubic bone. As you breathe in, we're going to breathe in through the nose, arch your lower back, so you're pressing your tailbone into the floor. And then exhale, blowing out through your lips, roll your hips in towards your ribs, and you're pressing your lower back into the floor. Your tailbone's pointing up, your pubic bone's pointing up towards your knees. So we're going to inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through softly pursed lips, like you're blowing out through a straw. Taking one more full inhale, rocking forward. As you rock back now, I want you to just bring your pelvis into neutral alignment. So you've got a flat triangle between your pubic bone and your hip points, and a small arch into your lower back. You should be able to get at least one finger into that little curve. Keep your hands on your lower belly, take a big breath in. As you exhale, blow out with some force and feel your lower core muscles engage down between your hips. Another big breath in, relaxing your belly. Exhale, like you're blowing something away, a fly away. Now we're going to inhale deep. Big breath in, soften, relax. Exhale. Without that short, sharp breath, I want you to exhale softly and engage your core muscles yourself. Inhale, relaxing. Exhale, engaging. Start to add in your pelvic floor if you're not already adding it in naturally. Belly opens and relaxes. Exhale, gathering in and up. Imagine you're zipping down a pair of jeans and then zipping them in and up all the way to your belly button. Zipping them down and zipping them up. Brilliant. We're going to start blowing all the breath out, 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 out. Just like we did at the beginning of class. I want you to feel your full abdominal engagement. So your pelvic floor, your lower abdominals, your waist muscles, your ribs draw down. Feel everything switch on. Keep your pelvis neutral. Now we're going to take a soft breath into the back and sides of the ribs. So splitting your hands. One hand stays at your lower belly. Your other hand comes to the side of the ribs. Nice and high, so above your hip. Higher, higher, higher up. Almost to where if you had a bra on it would be. We're going to breathe into the back and sides of the ribs. taking your breath a little bit smaller, a little bit softer. No movement into your belly now. Your core is nice and strong, you're nice and zipped up, those ribs are down. But they can move wide. Imagine breathing your ribs into the back of the mat, into the floor. Your lower hand on your belly doesn't move. Releasing your hands down by your sides. You're going to keep your pelvis neutral, pelvic floor lifted, core strong, ribs down, and your breath into your ribs. Palms facing down towards the floor. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lengthen through the back of the neck. We're going to slide the hands up towards the ceiling, so your fingertips are pointing up, palms facing in. Reach your fingers up towards the ceiling. Feel your shoulders pull away from the mat. And then exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Reaching up, feel your shoulder blades wrap forward. And then exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keeping the ribs down at the front. Try and really just bring that movement into the shoulders. One more. Reach, 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 reach. And then exhale, drop your shoulder blades heavy into the ground. Take a soft breath into your ribs. Keep your core strong. Exhale, scissor your hands in opposite directions. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, scissor. Keeping your breath really soft now. We're not taking big, big, big breaths, because if we do that, there's nowhere else for the breath to go but down into the belly. We want to keep the core strong. Keep your ribs down towards your hips. If you want to add on, if you've been doing Pilates a while, you can add both hands in, really, really focusing on the ribs staying down. Hands will not come all the way to the floor. They might just come back on the diagonal, and I want you to stop wherever you feel your ribs start to lift. Really use those upper abdominals to keep your core strong. Keep your ribs down. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Last one. Taking your hands all the way down to the floor, palms facing down, keeping your chest open, shoulder blades heavy in the mat, pelvis neutral, and you're nice and zipped up with the ribs down. We're going to come into our ab prep. Inhaling, you're going to float your hands, nod your head. Exhale, slide your ribs towards your hips, pick your shoulders up off the floor, reach your fingertips towards the wall in front of you. Inhale, hold it here. Exhale, release back down with control. Inhale, nod your head, float your hands. Exhale, sliding up ribs to hips. Inhale, hold. Exhale, release back down. Inhale, nod your head, float your hands. Exhale, come up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, release back down. Great. Now I want you to really make sure that your tailbone is staying heavy in the mat. You're not engaging your glutes, which are your sitting muscles. You're just engaging your core. So I want you to really keep your core strong. We're just going to take 2 more. Great. Keep that tailbone heavy on the mat. Last one. And relax back down. Take a big stretch if you want to. You could let your abdominals go, let your belly open, rise, ribs rise. And then we will reset, feet on the mat. Really important here that your heels are underneath your knees. Toes pointing forward, and check that your hips, center of the knees, are in alignment. Pelvis neutral. So you've got that small arch into your lower back. Take your hands to your belly again, take a big breath in. Exhale, fully engage pelvic floor and your lower abdominals. I'm going to press the hands down into the floor, keeping the chest nice and open and the shoulder blades in the ground. Take a soft breath to ribs. You're going to exhale, roll your hips in towards your ribs, your lower back presses into the floor. Start to push into your feet, peeling up through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Press into the balls of the big toes, baby toes and heels, and draw the weight forward. So press into your feet and push your knees away from your body. Inhale, take a breath into ribs, and then exhale, slowly peel down, one vertebra at a time. Really important here that you roll the pelvis back to neutral and that we really keep the core strong. Breath to ribs, zipping up pelvic floor, lower abdominals, rolling the back of the body into the ground, peeling up, peeling up, peeling up. You want to make sure as you come up, your glutes, so your sitting muscles, are nice and strong. Your core is nice and strong. You're not letting your ribs lift, so we're not coming into a big back bend. You're in a long diagonal line. Knees, hips, ribs, shoulders. Inhale, breath to ribs. Exhale, peeling down slowly, slowly, slowly. One section of your spine at a time. We want to get as much movement into the spine as possible. Inhale at the bottom, pelvis neutral. Exhale, peeling up. Press into the big toe, the baby toe, the heel. Soft breath to ribs, core really strong. Brilliant. Nice big press into the balls of the big toes, really important. You can look down at your belly, at your knees, and just check your belly isn't doming too much. We want to really engage. Check your knees aren't coming out to the sides, especially online because I can't see from that angle. Making this one your last one. And when you're done, you can lengthen your legs away one at a time. If you want to shake off your legs, do. Reset, feet on the mat, knees up. Pressing your hands into the ground, chest open, back of the neck nice and long. Feel that your pelvis is in a neutral position, so you can use your hands. Big breath in, zipping up, full breath out. Engage your pelvic floor, your lower abdominals, and your ribs draw down towards your hips. We're going to lift the left leg to tabletop. Tabletop is where your knee is right over your hip and bent at a 90-degree angle. I want you to make sure that your pelvis stays completely still. We're not going to let it rock forward and back or side to side. Soft breath to ribs. Exhale, swap the feet over. Inhale, exhale. Core stays really strong. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Listen to my count. I want you to move with your breath. Exhale. 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 If you want to add on, you can lift both legs to tabletop, keeping the knees lifted. Tap one foot down, lift. Tap one foot down, lift. You'll feel this a lot stronger in your lower abdominals if you take this option. We've got 3 more. Last set. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Hold onto your knees, let the legs be really heavy, and we'll take some circles. Bring the knees away from one another, and then in. We're going to roll over onto one side. coming into a nice long line. And I want you to just feel with your hands if you can see yourself. Oh no, there's stuff in your way, you might not be able to see in front of the mirror. We want to stack the hips. So one hip on top of the other, not rolling back, not rolling forward. Then I want you to feel your hands, or with your hands, make sure that this hip isn't hiking in towards your ribs. Pull it down and make sure you've got a little bit, maybe just a tiny bit of space, or at least the feeling of lifting your waist out from the floor. It might not actually come away from the floor. Make sure you're nice and zipped up, strong in your core. We can tap one finger down or hold on to the hip. If you're really, really wobbling, you can tap your finger down, but I just want you to not be taking the weight into your hand. We're going to take a breath into ribs. Soften your shoulders, exhale, point and lift that top leg. We're going to inhale, flex, push through your heel and lower back down. So getting that movement through your ankle. Exhale, toes, inhale, heels. As you do this, your hip is not going to move. So we're not getting as high up as we can and then the hip moves, right? We can all do that, but there's actually not much strength in my leg there, not much challenge. It's more of a stretch. If you keep your hips steady, there's a point where your leg won't go anymore and you've got full muscle engagement. We'll take 2 more. Last one. Bend your knee up. Give your hip a little rub. We're going to bend the bottom leg, extend the top leg again, hips nice and steady, shoulders even. We're going to take circles. The circle doesn't have to be huge. I want you to try and make it really smooth. Keeping your hips still, think about your thigh bone moving in your hip socket. If you do have hypermobility, you might want to have a feeling of just slightly bending that knee and moving from the thigh. So I think you could bend a little bit like that, yeah. Great. And we're going to reverse for 3. 2 and 1. Relax that leg forward. Then we're going to take that right foot in front of the thigh. So I know that might not be completely comfortable for everyone, but as much as you can. If it's in front of the knee, if it's further down, that's okay. We just want to be able to push the foot into the floor, so it doesn't matter if it's not high up. Then we're going to flex the bottom leg, so we're going to work our inner thigh on the bottom leg. I want you to pull your toe up towards your shin, really activate that leg. And again, with hypermobility, you can bend the knee slightly. We're going to lift and lower that leg. And as you do that, I want you to really engage your pelvic floor and your core. And you can also push into this foot. So that glute might be working a little. Lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Give your legs a little rub. With the knees bent forward, we're going to do another little somatic exercise on this side before we come to the other side. So knees nice and high, hand in front of your chest. Your arm is long underneath you. We're just going to press the ground away and then release. Press and release. Again, getting that nice rocking, rolling sensation. And you can close your eyes or keep your eyes open. Whatever feels more relaxing to you. Take a big breath, soft breath into your belly. I'll just take 3 more rocks. And releasing. You can relax that arm or just keep it where it is. Take a nice big breath in. Feel the sensation running through the body of relaxation, release. Open your eyes. And you can just roll over to the other side if you want to. If you still want to see me, then come up through. And we'll swap over. So arm is either long or bent underneath your head, whatever's more comfortable. Just bring that shoulder down a little bit away from your ear. Legs are long, hips are stacked. Take your big breath into your belly and then exhale, zipping up. We're going to take a soft breath in and then exhale, point and lift. Inhale, flex and lower. Really nice and strong at your core. Brilliant. Almost think about reaching your leg out from your hip and then lifting it. Think about extension first. Two more. The last one. Bend your knee. Give your glute a little rub. Then we're going to bend up the bottom leg. Extend the top leg, point your toe. Bend your knee a little bit. I'd say a little bit more. There you go, perfect. And we're going to circle. If you can take your top hand to your hip, that would be great. Your bottom leg's bent, so that'll help you with stability. Core stays really strong. You're not letting your hip go with you. Lovely. Really think about your core. Your pelvic floor is going to help you a lot here. We'll reverse for 3, 2, and 1. Bend that leg up. Then we're going to straighten the bottom leg. Take your foot to the floor with that top leg. You can also rest your hand on the thigh if that feels better, if it just helps it a little bit. And remember, your foot can be high or low, doesn't matter. We're going to flex that bottom foot, so pull your toes up, and we're going to lift that bottom leg. Try and relax your shoulders, bring all the pressure into your core and that inner thigh. And you can push into your front foot, remember, if you want to. We want to have this feeling of pressure coming in and up strong. In and up as you exhale. We'll take 3 more. Last one. And relax. Bending your knees up at a 90-degree angle. If your arm was bent, I want you to straighten it now. I'm going to take the hand in front of the chest again. And then just pressing the ground away and releasing. Nice deep breaths. Just getting that little rhythmic rock, soft rock. You must imagine that someone else is rocking you. Feeling your rib cage gently rocking on the ground, feeling that nice little pressure, nice release, massage into the ground. And then slowing down, relaxing that top arm. Take a nice soft breath into your belly. Enjoying that feeling rushing through your body, softness, relief, release. And just notice how simple it is to get that feeling in your body. And once you know those techniques, it's completely free. You can do it at any time. We're going to roll onto our fronts. Taking your hands underneath your head like a little pillow, nose pointing down, elbows wide, feet in alignment with your sit bones. Take a big breath into your belly. As you exhale, zipping in and up, draw your ribs towards your hips, pelvis neutral, so you've got that flat triangle on the floor between your hips and your pubic bone, and you're lifting your pelvic floor and your lower abdominals. Really nice soft shoulders, soft breath into ribs. We're going to exhale, lift the toes up towards the ceiling and flex the heels. So if you want to have a look at what I mean, and then we're going to release, and we're going to add in a little double pulse. So it's going to look like this. I always think of the beginning beat of We Will Rock You here. So. And as you do that, notice as you bring your heels in, the urge is to push your hips into the floor and lift your tailbone slightly. But I want you to keep your pelvis neutral, so you're almost engaging your glutes slightly and pushing your pubic bone into the mat, just softly. So we want to try and really keep the pelvis as steady and as neutral as possible. Using your core muscles here, we're building in coordination, getting the brain working. So you're welcome to stick with that. That's our prep. And it can be plenty, so feel free to stick with that. Or we're going to come onto our elbows. And I want you to make little fists here. So you can really press your fists into the floor. And then we're going to exhale, engage the core. So you're lifting your hip bones off the mat, but not your pubic bone. So it's a little bit tricky. So here, my belly is completely on the floor, and I'm kind of arching in my lower back. So there's pressure there. Here I'm going to push into the ground and my chest is more open, and I'm going to really engage my core. So my hips come off the mat, but my pubic bone is still on the mat. A little bit technical, right? Then we're going to add in that leg movement and try and keep the pelvis steady, steady, steady using the core. So we're going to... Really try not to let your pelvis rock. Use your core, use your glutes. 2 more. Keep your chest open. Last one. And we'll relax all the way down. Taking your hands back underneath your head again. Take your big toes together, let your heels fall apart. And we're going to rock the hips side to side. Let your legs be really, really heavy. Your shoulders, the rest of your body really heavy. And you can relax your belly, relax your jaw. Feel that movement through your lower back, up through your spine. Imagine your legs are like two pieces of spaghetti. Just letting them wiggle, soft. And we'll slow that down and relax. Again, just notice how your body feels. Take a big breath into your belly. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to press ourselves up and back. Take your knees wide. Sitting back into your heels. And then dropping your head. If your head doesn't touch the mat, take a fist with one hand and another fist on top, elbows wide. And you can rest your brow on those fists. Taking some nice big breaths into your belly, into your hips, into your back. And we'll gently start to lift up. We're going to come up to standing, so if you need to come up to standing in your own way, do. Otherwise, you can tuck under your toes, come into your forward fold, and then roll up. I'm going to turn this like this. As you can see, I'm going to roll out the shoulders. Turning the palms face forward and look down to the left. Lifting the chin up through center and then down to the right. Back up to center, taking your chin to your chest, chin to ceiling, chest, ceiling, back to center, and you are done. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.